everyone. Welcome to our first episode in CAS Podcast. What is CAT Podcast? Knowledge about Sociolinguistics Podcast. The podcast where we talk about language in pop culture without breaking our brains. I'm your host, Angelica, and today's episode is about do rich people talk in a special way? And to answer that, we're talking about the movie Crazy Rich Asians. I know the listeners already know this movie because this movie is so popular. Of course, I'm not doing this alone. We have our special guest. Please say hi.
Hello. I'm Ira, and I already watched this movie just to judge how people speak, not the acting. Do you know, Angel? I really love this movie, and this movie has so many talk about social class.
So that's why you're perfect for this topic, Ira, because you're an expert at analyzing movies.
Thank you.
Okay, so before we enter to the topic, do you know what is social class? Because the statement from the other people, social class, it's only between the rich and poor. So do you know about it?
Alright. Social class means that people in society are put into different groups. These groups are higher or lower in a kind of ladder. The differences between these groups usually come from money, education, jobs, and how one family member position is connected to other family members. If the head of the family gets a higher status, then the status of the other family also becomes higher.
Okay, so the social class is the relationship between the status or position of a family member and the status of other family members, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so let's start with a super fancy, rich, and popular family in the movie, the Youngs. How they speak?
Well, the Young family is what we call old money, right? It's like their wealth has been there for generations, and their language matches that. They speak softly, slowly, and very precisely. Like they're not in a hurry to prove they're rich because they already are.
Okay, so the richer you are, the quieter you speak.
Yeah, pretty much. They don't need to shout to show power. Their tone says, I don't need attention. I already control everything.
Oh, so that's scary and classy at the same time, right? But I think that's pretty cool. Also, do you know the actor Nicholas Young? So handsome.
Oh yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, sorry. So let's wait back to the topic again. Now, let's talk about Rachel. We know that the movie, she's smart, confident, and also successful. But her language feels very different.
Totally. I think Rachel represents middle class success. She worked hard, studied hard, and earned her achievement. So, her language is clear and direct. She talks to communicate, not to impress.
Exactly. Which becomes a problem in the world where being direct isn't as, not classy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. In elite circles, people communicate indirectly to avoid conflicts or to hide power moves. I think Rachel doesn't play that game. She answers honestly and asks clear questions.
So she knows the language of textbooks, not the language of high society. And then we have Piglin. Rich, friendly, and chaotic. She's a whole vibe.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Picklin really represents new rich culture. Like people who recently became wealthy. And her language shows it. She doesn't try to be elegant. She is loud, playful, expressive, and totally herself.
She speaks like she's always having fun, even when everyone else is serious. That's so funny.
Exactly. She doesn't use language to show power. She uses it to show personality, which make her super refreshing in a world where everyone is acting like royalty.
So basically, the movie shows us that language works like fashion. You don't just speak English, but you wear it.
Yeah, you're right. The richer characters wear a quiet, polished style. Middle class characters wear practically and honesty. New rich characters wear confident and fun.
So the kind of English you speak isn't about money. It's about mindset, right?
Oh, exactly. I think language shows what's your value, power, honesty, or expression.
That was awesome. So next time you watch Crazy Rich Asians, don't just look at the mansion and the jewelry, but you just need to listen how they talk.
Right. I think because language is the real luxury item.
Yes, exactly. So thank you, Ira, and thank you for everyone to listening Cats Podcast. See you the next time. Stay curious and speak wisely. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.